Hello everyone. So welcome to my YouTube channel that is Divine Insights. So here we'll be talking only about astrology and just astrology. So yes, today in this session I'll be sharing the knowledge about all 12 houses, especially the all 12 zodiac signs, and also about their names and who is the lord of that particular house, and which planet gets exalted and which planet gets debilitated in that particular zodiac sign. So let's get started. So first house, so first zodiac sign is Aries. So the ruler of this Aries is Mars. So the planet that gets exalted here is Sun, and the planet that gets debilitated here is Saturn. So Aries talks about the personality, and most importantly, it talks about the blood. It talks about the body structure. Okay, so that the body structure of the human being, so that can be seen through Aries. So it also represents the blood as well. And yes, this is also a house of passion as well. And let's move to the second house, that is Taurus. So the ruler of Taurus is Venus. So the planet that gets exalted here is Moon, and no one gets debilitated here. And Rahu also works brilliantly in Taurus sign as well. Now let's move to the third house, so that is Gemini. So Gemini is actually a zodiac sign of communication, short term travel. So this is a house which talks about uh, childish behavior that we see in children. So that these all things can be seen through Gemini, and marketing, media, these and social media as well. So these all things can be seen through Gemini. And nobody gets exalted here, but Rahu is also considered as you know he Rahu is considered as exalted in both Taurus and Gemini. Yes, but no one gets debilitated here. So it's very air sign. So now let's move to the Cancer. So this is the fourth sign. So Cancer, the ruler of okay, I forgot to mention the ruler of Gemini is Mercury. So it's very childish version of Mercury. Okay, and now let's move to the Cancer. So the ruler of Cancer is Moon. So the planet that gets exalted is Jupiter. So now in transit 2, you can see Jupiter being exalted and also retrograded in Cancer. So yeah, and the planet that gets debilitated here is Mars, because Mars is a action oriented planet. It can't, it is not a planet of very giving nature, and it's not a benefic planet as well. So that's the reason why it gets debilitated in Cancer. And all benefic planets, they work well in Cancer. So now let's move to the fifth sign. So that is Leo. So the ruler of the Leo is Sun. And yeah, no one gets exalted or debilitated here in this house. So yeah, Leo, it talks about authority, the government and officials, your bosses as well. And also Leo talks about your children. Okay, so your they are like your past life deeds, so from which you can see in your children. So that's the reason why you can see the children from fifth house, that is Leo sign. So now let's move to the Virgo sign. So Virgo is actually, it is a very matured Mercury. So the house lord, the lord of the Virgo is Mercury, and Mercury itself gets exalted in Virgo sign. And the planet that gets debilitated over here is Venus, because here there is so much, here there is so much calculation. There is a there is a war here in this, because it naturally comes in sixth house. So it's a house of diseases and enemies, where you need to fight. Okay, so you can't be like a giving nature just like Venus. So that's the reason why Venus gets debilitated in this particular house. And except Virgo, everyone works brilliant here. And yeah, and if Moon is placed here, it depends on Mercury again. So now let's move to the seventh sign. So seventh sign, you can see the Libra energy here. So the planet ruler is Venus. So and the planet that gets exalted here is Saturn, and the planet that gets debilitated is Sun. um because this is the house of public. Libra is, how people perceive you, how you deal with the people or in a relationship. So that's the reason why Sun, so much ego, it gets debilitated in seventh house, in Libra, but Saturn gets exalted here. And now let's move to the eighth sign. So that is Scorpio. So as eighth house, so it's a house of secrecy, mystery, crime. So it is literally a house of occult research, everything, every positive things and every negative things as well. So house rule. So Mars and Ketu both rules this particular Scorpio, and the planet that gets debilitated here is Moon. And yeah, Rahu also not considered well in this Scorpio sign. So now let's move to the next sign. I think that is Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, the ruler is the Jupiter, and no one gets exalted here and no one gets debilitated here. So it's all about optimism, positive, God, luck, fortune, dharma, and father, and long-term travel too. So yeah, now let's move to the next sign, that is Capricorn. So the ruler is Saturn. So the Mars get exalted here, and the one who gets debilitated is Jupiter, because Jupiter is, luck, fortune, and it has got nothing to do with work. So that's the reason why it gets debilitated in Capricorn. So yeah, and Capricorn is all about work. Now let's move to the Aquarius. So Aquarius is actually the ruler is both Saturn and Rahu. So Rahu and Saturn both works well here in this sign. And yeah, in this house actually no one gets exalted or debilitated. So it's a hair house, but Rahu works brilliant here. So now let's move to the next sign, that is the last sign, that is Pisces. So the ruler is Jupiter, and the one who gets exalted is Venus, because it's a house of, giving. So obviously Venus can give like hell, so that's the reason it gets exalted here in 12th house in Pisces. But the one who gets debilitated here is the Mercury, because it's a Pisces is a flowing energy and you can't calculate things. So when you are giving, you just give with whole heart. You won't calculate how much you are giving. So that's the reason why Mercury gets debilitated here and Venus gets exalted here in this Pisces sign, and it's the house of Jupiter. So yeah, so these are all 12 signs, and the lordships and who gets exalted and debilitated here. So these are all the basic concepts of astrology. If you stayed till here, thank you so much, and bye bye.